Good afternoon to one and all. I am R.V. Kiran, Assistant Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering. Today, in this video lecture, I am going to explain you the topic on the alignment test of the milling machine. So, in the previous video lectures, we have already discussed about the alignment test on the lathe machine and alignment test on the drilling machine. So, today we are going to see the alignment test on milling machine, and this is my 58th lecture regarding to the subject metrology. So topic is the alignment test on the milling machine, which is of the knee type, that is in the horizontal and vertical position. So that in the two positions, that is in the horizontal as well as vertical positions. So first of all, in every alignment test, you need to check the flatness of the work table. So first of all, the flatness is to be checked in the longitudinal direction and in the transverse direction. So the flatness of the work table, you can see it in the picture also. We can take the two positions. So the measuring instruments to be used in this alignment test is the spirit level. So spirit level has to be used for checking the flatness of the work table. So you can put the spirit level in the 2 to 3 positions, and then you have to verify this in which it is parallel or not. Then the procedure is a spirit level is placed directly on the table at the points 25 to 30 centimeters apart at the A position, B position, and C position for the longitudinal test. So you have to fix the spirit level for distance from of 25 to 30 centimeters apart. You can see it in the picture also, that is in the A position as well as the B position and C position, and check for the longitudinal tests. So this is of the longitudinal test, and DEF positions for the transverse test. So the readings are then noted. Next, we have to check the permissible error. So permissible error for the both directions, that is the longitudinal direction as well as the transverse direction. So for the longitudinal direction, that is A, B and C positions, it is plus or minus 0.04 mm, and for the transverse positions, that is DEF, it is same as the longitudinal positions, that is 0.04 plus or minus 0.04 mm. So that is the permissible error for the ABC positions and DEF positions. So second step is to the parallelism of the work table surface to the main spindle. So it is used to check the parallelism of the work table to the main spindle. So the measuring instruments which are going to be used are, first one is the dial indicator, second one the test mandrel which is of 300 mm is in length, and the spirit level. So these are the three measuring instruments to be used. So a test mandrel is used to fix in the slotting position to fix the mandrel, and then the dial indicator is used to check that. First of all, the table is adjusted in the horizontal plane by a spirit level. So the table is adjusted by using a spirit level. Then it is set in its mean position longitudinally. Then the mandrel is fixed in the spindle taper, which is used to be in the taper angle. Then the dial gauge is set on the machine table, and the feeler is adjusted to touch the lower surface of the mandrel. So it is used to get the touch it to the lower surface of the mandrel. Then the dial gauge readings are observed at two positions. The dial gauge is fixed at the end view positions which are to be observed, and the stand of the dial gauge is moving moved, and the machine tables remain stationary. So here in the picture you can see the dial gauge points. So these two are the dial gauge positions in which it is to be tested at the A and B positions. Then we have to check the permissible error. So the permissible error has been obtained as 0.02 per 300 mm length. So it is obtained as 0.02 mm for the 300 mm length. Next one is the parallelism of the clamping surface of the work table in its longitudinal motion. So the instrument used in this parallelism of the clamping surface is the dial gauge and the straight edges. So the dial gauge and the straight edges have been used. Next, the procedure is to fix the dial gauge to the spindle, and then the dial gauge spindle is used to touch the table surface. So it is used to touch the table surface from that position. Then the table is then moved in the longitudinal direction. So it is moved in the longitudinal direction, and the readings have been noted there. So when by moving in the longitudinal direction, we have to check the deflections in the dial gauge pointer. So whenever there is Deflections you have to be noted the down the deflections in that. Then if the table surface is uneven, you need to adjust it with the straight edges. So that's why we are using the straight edges here. So when the table edges is in the uneven position, we have to adjust it by placing a straight edges on the table, and the dial gauge feeler is made to rest on the top of the surface of the straight edge. So it is used to rest on the top of the surface of the surface. Next, we have to check the permissible error by your adjustment of the dial gauge there. So proper adjustments have to be made with the dial gauge by checking the permissible error rate. So the permissible error is obtained as 0.02 mm up to 500 mm length of the transverse. So up to 500 mm length of the transverse, it is of 0.02, and it is of 0.03 position mm up to 1000 mm. So when we are going to change the length of the mandrel, it is going to be changed for the longitudinal as well as the transverse position. So it is of 0.03 mm for the 100 mm of transverse position and 0.04 mm above 1000 mm length of the transverse position of the spindle. So this is of the permissible error in the longitudinal as well as the transverse conditions. So generally we are going to find the error in the transverse position only for the three lengths, that is of 500 mm length, 1000 mm and above 1000 mm. Next one is the parallelism of the transverse movement, that is the cross movement of the work table to the main spindle. So you have to check it in the two planes, that is the vertical plane as well as the horizontal plane also. The instruments used are the dial gauge, test mandrel, and the taper shank. So these three are the instruments they have used. So that is for the instruments used. Then we have to take the procedure of the instruments. First of all, the work table is set. Then the mandrel is used to held in the spindle. So the mandrel is set in the table spindle, and a dial indicator is fixed so as the adjustment to the spindle touches the surface of the mandrel. So as to the spindle is going to touch the surface of the mandrel. Then the table is moved in the crosswise and the error is measured in the vertical plane. So this has to be measured in the vertical plane. Then the table is moved crosswise and the error is measured in the vertical plane. So as in the horizontal plane also, it is measured in the vertical plane as well as the horizontal plane. Then we have to check the permissible error. So the permissible error is 0.02 mm for all the transverse movement of the work table. So for all the transverse movement, there is only one type of error, that is 0.02 mm. So here in the picture you can see the spindle and the dial gauge setting. So this is the dial gauge setting and it can be seen also like this. So it is for the crosswise. The permissible is of 0.02 mm for all the transverse movement. Next one is the true running of the internal trapper of the main spindle. So for the main spindle position, you have to set the true running for the internal tapper. So the instruments to be used is the 100 mm long test mandrel and the dial gauge. So these two main instruments have to be used for testing the true running of the internal tapper for the main spindle. Then the procedure, so the test mandrel with its tapper shank is held in the main spindle. So you have to first of all, fix this test mandrel in this tapper shank. So you have to fix this spindle in the tapper shank. Then the dial gauge is kept scanning with the periphery of the mandrel. So the dial gauge is used to move on the spindle that is of the mandrel position, and then spindle is used to rotate, and the readings has to be taken in the dial gauge. So the in the dial gauge you have to note down the readings which is noted at different points, that is AB. So in the figure you can see the two positions. So these two are the positions in which we have taken the readings. Then after taking the readings, you have to check the permissible error. So the permissible error for the two positions, that is for the A position as well as the B position, it is 0.01 mm for the A position, and for the B position it is 0.02 mm. Next one is the square of the centers. So squareness of the center T slot of the work table with main spindle. So you have to check the for the main spindle. Here the instruments to be used are the dial gauge and the special bracket. So this is the special bracket which is fixed in the T slot position. Then we go to the procedure. So to check the perpendicularity of the locating slot, the main spindle is used as the axis. So when it is in the center of the position, so we have to take the axis of the main spindle, and the table should be arranged in the middle position of its longitudinal moments. So you have to fix the middle position of the longitudinal moment of the table with a bracket with a tenon at least 150 mm long. So this is the tenon in which it has a 150 mm length bracket, and which is inserted in the locating slot. So you have to check the length of the tenon, which is up to 150 mm. So then we have to check the squareness of the T slot there with the, so this is the axis of the spindle, and we have to check the squareness with it. With the figure. Then the locating slot is used to be of minimum 150 mm. So the locating slot has to be as long as 150 mm to be inserted in the T slot. So here the squareness of the center is to be checked, and a dial gauge should be fixed in the spindle taper again. Then the feeler gauge is used to be adjusted to touch the vertical face of the bracket. So it is used to touch the vertical face of the bracket. Then we are going to take the readings from the dial gauge. When the bracket is near on the one end of the, when the bracket is near at one end of the table, then the swing over the dial gauge and the use it to move the bracket so that the corresponding readings can be taken near the other end of the table. So this has to be maintained at the other end of the table. Then you have to check the permissible error. So the permissible error should be up to 0.025 mm in 300 mm length. That is 300 mm length of the mandrel, test mandrel. Next one is the parallelism of the T slot with the longitudinal movement. So the instruments used in this alignment test is dial gauge and the special bracket. So this is the special bracket to be used. So in this alignment test also, the general parallelism of the T slot has to be used in the longitudinal moment of the table, and this should be checked by using 150 long break having a tenon which enters the slot. So this has to be moved in the diametrical section, and a tenon is used to enter the slot. Then the dial gauge is fixed to the spindle taper, and it is so that adjusted to its feeler gauge, and the gauge is used to touch the upper surface of the bracket. So here this is the brackets here, two brackets attached on the table or placed on the table. Then the table is used to move longitudinal direction while the bracket is held stationary. So we have to fix the bracket by using the hand of the operator, and the dial gauge deviations from the parallelism has been noted down. So here it is used to note down the readings from the parallelism of the table. Then the permissible error is observed as 0.0125 mm in 300 mm in length. So a very less permissible error has been observed here due to the other deflections in the alignment tests. This is a very less negligible permissible error which can be seen in the dial gauge reading, so which is of 0.0125 mm in the 30 mm reading, sorry 300 mm test mandrel reading. So by using the length of the test mandrels also, we are going to change this one. Last one is the, so this is the last alignment test, which is just between the parallelism between the main spindle and the guiding surface of the overhanging arm. So in the milling machines, you have a overhanging arm on the topmost surface of the milling machine. So here in the picture you can see the overhanging arm. So you need to maintain the parallelism between these overhanging arm and the main spindle. So the instruments to be used are, so the instruments used in these alignment test are, first one is the dial gauge and second one is the test mandrel. So dial gauge is the common type of element, that is the measuring element, which can be used in every alignment test except the flatness of the table. That is the installation of the table. So here in the procedure, the overhanging arm is clamped in its extreme extended position. Then the dial gauge is used to fix to the arbor support. Then it is used to fix to the arbor support. The overhanging arm is clamped in its extreme extended position. So in the second picture, you can see the fixed one. Then third position, you can see the dial gauge setting up on the test mandrel. So this is the overhanging arm, and this is the dial gauge to be fixed on that. And this is the pointer which is placed on the, sorry, which is placed on the test mandrel. So you can see the position of the dial gauge. Then the feeler of the dial gauge is adjusted to touch the top or right the test mandrel. So you can now fix on the test mandrel, and this is used to be run. And the arbor support can then move along the overhanging arm, and the deviations from the parallelism has to be observed from the dial gauge. So this has to be observed and checked in the support of the dial gauge readings, and the parallelism has to be checked from that position. And the permissible error obtained in this position is, so the permissible error is up to 0.01 mm per the 300 mm length. So based on the distance of the mandrel, you have to be fixed the positions. So in the third picture, you can see the dial gauge setting. So in the A position as well as the B position also. So you can take it in the two settings there. So in the horizontal position as well as the vertical position. So in the vertical position it is in the A position, and in the horizontal one it is in the B position. So this is the checking the overarm parallelism, or that is overhanging parallelism to the main spindle one. So by this, the alignment test has been completed in the milling machine, which consists of 8 steps. The total 8 steps has been on the milling machine. So by this, I am going to end this video lecture. Thank you.